Welcome to Nursery Lessons. A little disclaimer for today. Fall has finally arrived in Louisiana. We got down to 54 degrees, which is unusual in a September. And it's in the low 60s right now, and it's just way too pretty to be cooped inside. So I have all the doors to my office open. So if you hear some birds chirping or cars passing by, forgive me for that, but it's just too pretty to shut out. So, but you know, when fall is in the air, fall is one of my favorite times of year. And one of the memories that I get when I feel this coolness in the air is from growing up. I grew up in an outdoor-oriented family. My dad and mom both took us fishing. My dad took us hunting, and we were always outdoors. And this reminds me of those early season hunts, being out in the woods. And you know, when you're a kid, it's not always about killing something in the hunt. It's just about being outside and being with your family. And there's things you remember and you notice that maybe other people walk by. And for me, one of the things I noticed early on in the woods was in the fall, we're walking through and you're looking for a place to sit or a tree to lean up against, is you would come across this tree, and it would have this trunk, and it would have these really long thorns on it. Now, I didn't know what it was, but it was fascinating to me. Later on, I found out it was a wild orange. Well, fast forward into my entry into the world of horticulture and the nursery business, and looking at the citrus trees, which is a crop that grows along the coastal South. And one of those things I found, having sold these citrus trees, they're all grafted, which means you take the roots of one plant and you take the top of another and you join them at the bottom and they grow together. And so what ends up happening is you get a hardier plant. So one of the most common rootstocks on citrus, if not the only rootstock, I'm not real sure, is from this wild orange. And then through that, they could put lemon, grapefruit, whatever other kind of citrus tree in the top of it. And again, that just always fascinated me. And having been new to that business and learning it and studying horticulture, I found out the reason why they do that is you have these desirable qualities or these valuable qualities of a plant, but that plant may not be able to grow in a diverse range of conditions. So what they've done is they've taken this rootstock from this wild orange, which can grow in a very diverse range of conditions and climates and soil types, etc., and they've joined the two, so you get the hardiness and the longevity and the wherewithal of the rootstock, combined with the value and the marketability of the plant at the top. So whether it's for flower production mainly and the fruit production side of things, you get this beautiful plant. So, I want to take that idea and I want to merge it with today. And today in business or in life, when you look at things and whether you want to be an entrepreneur or whatever it is you want to be in life, a lot of times we were led to believe that, you have this track of life. This is what everybody in your family does, or this is your path. And I just want to encourage you and say, you don't have to follow that path. Now, there are benefits. So if you look at the way I was brought up, my dad worked on the railroad. My mom worked for the Postal Service and OSHA. My dad, when I was going into high school, started his own business. So I got to see all sides of that growing up. And one of the things I look at is my trajectory in life. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't know where I was going in life. But I had all those experiences. So I grew up in the country, and that meant you worked. You had a work ethic instilled in you. And I didn't grow up where we had millions of dollars and the keys for the next business opportunity were handed to me. But what I want to tell you is those experiences, what made you who you are, whether you're 18 years old or 80 years old right now, that rootstock made you hardy. But you're not stuck with just that. Because you can take that hardiness, that wherewithal, that longevity, that rootstock that made you who you are. It's got your heritage, your legacies of your parents and your grandparents, and it's all there, but you can clip in the new. And so what you can do is get best of both worlds. So if you want to be whatever you want to be, it doesn't matter what it is. Don't throw out the rootstock. Keep it. It's who you are. It's got all the hardiness of who you want to be built into it, but just graft in who you want to be. And just know you have to work at it, because if you don't constantly work at it, it still needs to be watered, it still needs to be fertilized, and it still needs to be pruned. Because here's what will happen. If you're familiar with grafted plants, usually at the bottom, just above the rootstock, there's a little section where that graft occurs. It'll kind of look like it'll be bulbous almost, a little knot. If anything grows below that, it's the original plant. So if you have citrus and you have something come up below the graft, that's a wild orange. So it's going to produce those thorns, and it's not going to produce great citrus fruit. So just remember, you can graft in whatever you want to be. You can rely on the hardiness of your experiences and your rootstock. But if you don't maintain it, what you'll get is a blend of both, and it's not going to produce the way you want it to produce. It may be unsightly, and it may actually become detrimental to the part that you spent so much time grafting in. So I hope this helps somebody today. Main thing I want to get out there is, don't throw away your past, build on it, but don't let anybody tell you that you can't choose what you want to be in your future. Have a great day. Thanks.